Do you want to become a tattoo artist? Then watch this video. My name is Mistertroshin. I've been tattooing for over 12 years. I've done thousands of tattoos, tattooed hundreds of people, and made millions of dollars in this field. Today I'm going to talk about how I would start tattooing in 2025. If I didn't know anything, if I didn't have any experience, any skills, any equipment, if I had to start from scratch, here is what I would do. First of all, there are two ways of learning how to tattoo. First way is apprenticeship, either under a tattoo artist or at a shop. And second way is just learning on your own. The first way would be the most efficient, and it would save you years of learning on your own. So if you are down to go and learn from somebody or be an apprentice at a tattoo shop, go for it. If you have done any research about tattooing, you probably have a few artists already that you really like and you are looking up to. So I would try to contact those artists and ask about apprenticeship, either under the artist or at their tattoo shop. But don't just message them and ask, hey, can I be your apprentice? Because that's stupid. I got a lot of these messages and I don't even want to spend time explaining to people why I don't want to see them as my apprentices. Just because they haven't done any work to make me consider them as apprentices. So what I would want to see from a potential apprentice is their portfolio, their skills at drawing, and maybe a little bit of backstory. So when you message to the artist you like asking about apprenticeship, make sure you have the following. Make your portfolio visible, maybe create a PDF presentation or have it on your website under a link, or just have it visible on your Instagram so that artist doesn't have to go through hundreds of posts and they can see right away at the top of your feed your best works, your best drawings, or anything that you want to show them. Write a little story about yourself. It doesn't have to be anything super detailed or emotional or anything like that. Just explain in maybe 10-15 sentences why you think you could be a good apprentice for that artist. And just keep in mind that if an artist agrees to accept you as their apprentice, they will have to spend a lot of time, probably months or even years, on teaching you. So they would spend their time, their energy, their resources, the space in their studios and stuff like this. So it's a huge commitment for that artist, and you want to show that you can be as helpful as possible for that artist. Maybe do some work for them, maybe film their videos, maybe edit their photos, maybe do their bookings, clean their shop. Do everything you can just to pay back for the amount of time and energy that artist is going to spend on you. So just show that you can be very, very valuable to that person. So you have a presentation of your works, you have a little letter about yourself, just politely message the artist or ideally find their email, which is not that hard, believe me. Emails are way better than just DMing on Instagram, and ask them. Be polite, be respectful, and expect no as an answer. And most of the artists I personally know would probably say no, just because they are not interested in wasting their time on a person who might not be very committed or might not be helpful to them. So you want to prove and you want to show them that you can make their life way easier just by being around those artists. Whether you have some skills in taking pictures, making videos, editing content, organizing their schedule, organizing their work, be their travel agent maybe, or any other skills you have and you can offer to that artist, just make sure that you list all those things and all those skills you have and explain how you can help that artist in exchange of their time. And if you get a no, no big deal, fine. maybe just ask why, and you might hear a reason. Maybe that artist is too busy, or maybe that artist just doesn't need any help in things that you listed. And maybe ask what else can you be helpful with for that artist. If it's still a no, like I said, no big deal, you'll find another way. And before you start messaging me on Instagram or emailing me, just know that at the moment I am not looking for an apprentice. I am a little bit too busy and I don't have space in my studio to have an extra person around me. I offer other ways of learning from me, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit later in the video. If you got a yes from a tattoo artist or from a studio, congrats, you are on the right path. I would probably ask to meet that artist or to meet a shop owner, see how you feel about them, see if you like the place, if you like that person, if you are actually willing to spend months or even years next to that person, because you just might not be compatible with that artist or that shop's owner, and that's fine. There are other ways. Let's say you met that person or that artist and you agree on everything, you like the terms, and you are ready to start your apprenticeship, then you are pretty much good to go. Just listen to everything that person tells you and just try to learn everything they are willing to share with you. And just keep in mind that it might take you a good amount of time between doing the chores for that person or that shop and being able to actually practice tattooing. If you are patient enough, then being an apprentice under a big artist will really save you a lot of time and you will progress in tattooing way faster. Let's talk about an alternative. If you are in the area where there is no good artists that you are willing to learn from, or you just cannot spend your time helping them for free or working at a tattoo shop for free, or maybe you just prefer to be alone and learn the things your way, then this is what I would do. I would still choose maybe 2-3 tattoo artists that do the work you like the most and see if they offer any educational products. Maybe they do seminars, maybe they offer some online courses, maybe they have a YouTube channel where they teach for free, and just do some research and see how you can learn from those artists. Like I mentioned before, I offer online courses, I have private mentorships, I do seminars a few times a year, and I have this YouTube channel where I share a lot of things that I learned over the years of my career. So if you like my work and you want to learn more from me, go to troshin.com/education and all the information is right there. After that, I would just absorb as much information and as much resources from those artists as you can. When I started tattooing, I was literally spending hours and hours every day just watching videos, watching YouTube, watching DVDs I could find on torrents back then, and just trying to get any little piece of information from the artists I really liked. When you do that, you'll probably learn what kind of machines and what kind of equipment those artists use. And here's your next step: investing in the right equipment. Unlike for dentists or doctors or any other job that requires years and years of going through medical schools and thousands of dollars spent on the education, it's much easier to become an artist these days. And the amount of money you need to spend upfront is way lower. I hope you have some savings and I hope you have some money to spend on the equipment right now. And if not, maybe take a few more months, save up, and then you'll be ready to go. Believe me, as somebody who started tattooing with pretty cheap equipment and shitty tattoo machines and shitty needles, I would not recommend that to anyone. These days, all you need is probably somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000 to buy almost everything you need to start tattooing. I'm talking about tattoo machines, a bunch of needles, some medical supplies, an armrest, good light, gloves, and all that stuff. If you are going to start tattooing in a private space, then you will also need a client's chair. And if I had $5,000 to spend on the equipment, here is what I would buy. Bishop Rotary Power Wand Backer. I think it's somewhere around $1,300, and that's going to be the most expensive piece of equipment you will need in the beginning. Then I would get some needles. I would probably get DaVinci 3RL, DaVinci 7RL, 9 round shader, and all the needles you need in the beginning will cost you maybe a couple $100. And these are going to be good quality, professional needles, same stuff that I use every day. Then armrest. A good armrest I would recommend would be Ghost armrest. I think it's somewhere around $500, and it will last you a good amount of time. Then you're gonna need gloves, ink caps, plastic barrier, drape sheets, and a bunch of medical supplies, which you can probably get for maybe up to $500 too. Next thing, and this is a little bit of a bigger investment, not in terms of the money, but in terms of the space, would be a client's chair. And here you can go one of two different ways. You can get a massage table from Amazon for $100 to $200, and that will cover most of the client's positions you need. Then you will need a chair for yourself and a second chair for your client when you want them to be sitting and not laying down. If you have a little bit more money to spend, I would probably go for a good Tatsol chair. I use the Oros. I think it's somewhere around $3,000, but it gives you way more flexibility and way more comfort for you and your client. But it's very big, it's very heavy, and it's one of the most expensive things you can get. So in the beginning, it's probably an overkill, but if you have money to spend, you will not regret this. Next thing is the light. There are tons of options for the light for tattoo artists. There are cheaper brands like LumeCube, and there are some professional lights from photo and video equipment companies. You can probably get a good light for $200-300, and it will last you for at least a year, maybe 2 years, before you will want to upgrade to something better. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to create a list of all the equipment I would buy if I were to start tattooing in 2025, and I might do that for the future videos. And the last thing I would get is a lot of practice skin. I like using practice skin from a pound of flesh. It's good quality, it has a bunch of different colors and sizes, and I just enjoy working with it. But at the same time, it's pretty expensive. I believe it's $40 to $50 per piece, about 8 by 10 or so. And you're gonna need quite a few of those pieces to practice on them. I would still prefer to use good quality fake skin compared to cheaper stuff from Amazon, because those cheaper pieces are usually thinner and harder and look even less like real human skin. But there are other brands and other alternatives to a pound of flesh, so you have a lot of options. Just don't expect it to be $4 or $5 per piece, because that's going to be a very poor quality silicone. Once you have all that and you are actually ready to start practicing tattooing, try to work on the designs that your favorite artists used or recommended in their lessons, videos, online courses, because you will see the result, you will see what it's supposed to look like, and you will have a reference point where you want to be. I can't say how much time you need to spend on that, because when I started tattooing, I was spending all my time. I was pretty much tattooing full time from morning to late night and just working on practice skin. So I definitely recommend you to spend as much time as you have, because that will help you to feel more comfortable with the tattoo machine, with the needles, with all the equipment you have. So by the time you are ready to switch to real human skin, you don't have to think twice about how to set up your machine, which needles to choose for a particular tattoo, and stuff like that. To summarize this video, if you have a chance to become an apprentice under a bigger tattoo artist, go for it. It's gonna save you years and a ton of energy, and that will fast track you into becoming a better tattoo artist. If not, these days there are hundreds of ways and hundreds of tattoo artists who are willing to teach you either for free on YouTube or by selling your courses, seminars, and other products. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, if I forgot to mention something about these first steps in tattooing. I would love to hear from you. And if you like this video, if you found it helpful, make sure to check out this one and you might learn from it as well. Have a great day and I'll see you in the next one.